when it all happened, I was filming away. So, there was, I'm like the rock of the family, especially when it comes to, times where it's like family is really needed.
But he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead.
I want to say thank y'all for rocking with us. Sorry.
Quincy Brown just had a huge meltdown in court after the truth about Kim Porter's death came out. Get this, the feds just dropped shocking evidence in the Diddy trial, and Quincy, Kim Porter's son, completely lost it. We are talking about tears, rage, and pure devastation. Why? Because what was revealed changes everything we thought we knew about Kim's mysterious death. Kim died just days before she was reportedly planning to go public with explosive claims about Diddy. And then, key documents about her alleged pneumonia death mysteriously vanished. But get this new evidence suggests he wasn't where he claimed to be that night. This wasn't just grief. This was a son realizing his mother's death was no mere accident. Was Kim Porter unalived to silence her? Y'all aren't ready for this drama because with Diddy's history of alleged abuse, threats, and cover-ups, the answer might be worse than we imagined.
Imagine that your baby mom is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to kill your child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly.
Guys, Quincy just got pulled into a seriously messy storm that can change his whole life. For years, he's kept his head down, stayed silent, and avoided all the chaos surrounding his mum's mysterious death. But that silence, it shattered behind closed doors. In a private session with federal agents, Quincy was hit with a bombshell. Kim Porter's flash drive has been recovered, and what's on it? Deeply personal letters, including a sealed note written specifically for him. Sources say that the moment Quincy laid eyes on the evidence, he broke down. It hit him like a freight train, because this isn't just about Diddy. This is about his mother, her voice, her final words, and it's forcing him to confront everything he's tried to keep buried. But in order to understand this court drama, we will have take it back for a minute, because this part of the story is where things get really dark. You see, Kim Porter was more than just Diddy's ex. She was the glue of that family. One of her children, Quincy, was biologically Al B's son, but Diddy raised him from the time he was just 3 years old. Even after Kim and Diddy broke things off, they stayed close, co-parenting, showing up for their kids, and keeping that blended family bond strong. And here's where things get even messier. Quincy's been caught between two fathers his whole life. Al B, sure, his biological dad, and Diddy, the man who raised him. Make no mistake, that father-son bond with Al, it's strained to say the least. On the anniversary of Kim's death, Quincy shared a sweet but telling tribute, a throwback photo of just him and his mom, with the caption, "Here's a rare photo of me with my mom and dad. I miss you every day." No mention of Al, no shared memories, just a caption full of love for Kim. The message was loud and clear. She's who he honors. But Al B, sure, wasn't about to let that slide quietly. He went online and posted a public plea, basically begging Quincy to come home, promising the door was always open. It was emotional, raw, and clearly from the heart. And Quincy's response? Silence. Instead of reaching back, he leaned harder into his loyalty to Diddy, publicly, unapologetically. Now that this flash drive is in the hands of the feds, Quincy's world is being shaken. The question is, what did Kim leave for him to read? And will it change where his loyalty lies? Because once that letter is opened, there may be no going back. Now, everything in Quincy's life changed in 2018. That year, Kim was suddenly found dead in her Los Angeles home. The official story? Lobar pneumonia. But from the very beginning, something felt off, and people who were close to her weren't buying it, especially Al B, who immediately started raising questions. Now, according to him, Kim was perfectly healthy. Days before her death, she was celebrating Quincy's Netflix Christmas movie with the whole family, Diddy included. She was smiling, dancing, alive, no signs of illness, no red flags, and, according to Al B, she was in the best shape of her life. Then, out of nowhere, she's gone. And what followed only deepened the suspicions. No autopsy photos were ever made public. The coroner took weeks to to release her official cause of death. And that silence, it spoke volumes. Now, fast forward to 2024 and things just took a chilling turn. The feds allegedly revealed they recovered a flash drive Kim gave to a close friend before she died. What's on it? Reportedly, a sealed letter addressed to Quincy with handwritten notes about her final days and maybe even videos. And according to insiders close to the case, that flash drive could blow the lid off everything. We're not just talking about personal drama. We're talking about secrets that may go way deeper than anyone imagined. Whatever Kim knew, she clearly wanted someone to find it. And now it might finally see the light. The book, written by Darvis Nathan, supposedly using Kim's own writings, diaries, and digital notes. But Al B. Shaw immediately called BS on the whole thing. He said Kim's personal devices, her phones, her laptop were stolen. And now he believes those stolen devices were used to cook up a fake narrative. He didn't stop there either. Al posted what he claimed were screenshots of private text messages between him and Kim, messages where she allegedly expressed fears for her safety just months before her death. Now, according to Al, this wasn't just paranoia, it was a warning, one she didn't live long enough to follow through on. In a Fox 5 New York interview, Al dropped another bombshell. He said Kim explicitly warned him to watch his back around Diddy, and that her death just so happened to come right as she was preparing to speak up about everything she knew. And here's the part that's sending shockwaves. The feds are now getting involved. That flash drive we talked about earlier, the one Kim gave a friend before her death, prosecutors now believe it might actually back up everything Al's been saying, from the stolen devices to the fears Kim had for her life. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is starting to look like a cover-up unraveling in real time. And the more we learn, the darker it gets. Now let's circle back to the flash drive. The piece of evidence that might change everything, investigators say, it didn't just contain letters and personal notes. It also had files Kim Porter was allegedly compiling in the final weeks of her life. According to one of her close friends, Kim had started expressing real fear. She told them she felt watched, like someone was following her, and even believed her phone had been hacked. She was clearly working on something. Whether it was a personal journal, a document trail, or even video recordings, it seemed like Kim was readying herself to speak, or at least protect herself if things went left. Some now believe she was planning to go public, just like Cassie eventually did. Al B. Shaw subtly hinted at this in interviews, saying Kim was on the same path and may have been gearing up to file charges or speak her truth. If that's accurate, then Kim's death in 2018 wasn't just shocking, it was strategic. It was timed. What's more, prosecutors now suspect that Kim's devices, her phone, laptop, and personal journal, were wiped shortly after she passed. But the flash drive, that survived. And it might not be the only backup. The feds believe more copies could be out there, with people Kim trusted. Quiet friends, loyal family, hidden corners. And here's the wildest theory. Some insiders claim that Kim may have been the original whistleblower in what would become a massive RICO case against Diddy. But before anything could surface, she was gone. Then silence. Until now. Which brings us back to Quincy, the son stuck in the middle of everything. The discovery of that flash drive, especially the sealed letter addressed to Quincy, might be the thing that finally pushes him over the edge. People close to him say he broke down when he saw it. For years, Quincy stayed quiet, loyal, standing next to Diddy even as the world watched everything unravel. But if this letter reveals Kim's fears, her warnings, or her last truths, how long can he stay silent? Al B. Shaw is already stepping forward. He told Fox 5 he's ready to testify and go all the way. He claims Diddy tried to destroy him, even put a bounty on his head, and he firmly believes Kim didn't die of natural causes. He says on record she was murdered, and he's prepared to say it again in court. Meanwhile, Diddy's team is in damage control mode. They've dismissed the memoir Kim's Lost Words as fake, called The Flash Drive Fabricated. But the FBI is pushing back hard. Forensic experts confirm the metadata matches Kim's devices. The file timestamps are consistent, and that letter to Quincy, it's in her handwriting, authentic, unedited. Now the courtroom feels like it's reaching a boiling point. Diddy's kids are split. His twin daughters reportedly walked out during a particularly emotional testimony. Christian, his son with Kim, is barely speaking. Justin, Diddy's son with Misa Hilton, is laying low. But Quincy's still standing beside Diddy, at least for now. But something's shifting. If Quincy flips, if he decides to speak, it could be the beginning of the end, because Quincy knows. He saw what life was like inside that house. He lived under Diddy's roof. He grew up with Kim. He understands both worlds in a way no one else does. That sealed letter might have been Kim's final plea, a message to her son, urging him to open his eyes. And if that message lands the way prosecutors think it will, Diddy could be done. Because this case isn't just about trafficking anymore, it's about cover-ups, intimidation, and maybe even murder. For Quincy, this isn't just a legal battle, it's personal. It's a war between the man who raised him and the mother who may have died trying to protect him. The trial is now in motion. Albie Shaw is locked in. The flash drive is official evidence. The FBI is taking a fresh look at Kim Porter's death. And Quincy, the world is watching, waiting, listening. If he speaks the truth, he could unravel an entire empire. What do y'all think Quincy will do? Let me know your opinion in the comments. But don't go anywhere, because Diddy's trial is just kicking off and a lot of stuff is getting revealed, and it's not looking good for Diddy. Till then, check out our previous videos to ensure you are all up to date with all the latest tea. Till next time, bye.